Let's discuss views and phases. We've already set up the names of our phases. We've already applied the objects onto a phase, but how do we actually view that? How do we view one phase versus another phase? So let's open up our previous one, 0502. We'll do our saving as 0503. This is begin. And then we'll save as again. Complete. Good, so let's just add our project notes. View phase property. So what's that mean? Well, let's go to any one of our views really will work here. They all have a phasing component to them, but let's just start with a 3D view. So I look at this 3D view and okay, we've got our object, and when I click on the object, we can see that we've got it phase created during existing. When it's demolished, it's in phase 1. That's when we're going to change it anyway. Let's just create a new view. So this is best practice right here. We're going to duplicate the view. And then I'm going to click on that view, right click, rename. I'm going to call this one 3D phase 1. Okay, so did that change the phase of the view? No, not yet. That's just the name. So name the view accordingly, and then scroll down to the view properties, and you can say under phasing. So when I click in the white space, that's now displaying view properties. Under phase that it's showing is existing. Let me change that to phase 1. Notice what happened? Our site turned a reddish color and the line started to go dashed, thus indicating that it's going to be demolished. Let's make another one. So we're going to go right click on 3D phase 1. We're going to duplicate the view and let's right click and rename it. We'll call this one 3D phase 2. Okay, and now in the properties of the view, let's go to phase and say show phase 2. Now our site is completely gone, except for the AutoCAD that was brought in, mind you. So the views are actually going to control whether or not you see the things of that particular phase. We don't have one for existing. Let's just make one. So I'm going to duplicate that view. And I will rename the view, and we're going to call this one 3D phase existing. Or we could just call it 3D existing, but just so I can keep things somewhat the same. So yet again, just because we call it existing doesn't mean it is existing. So let's just change that to existing. Okay, so now we have an existing view. We have a 3D phase 2 and a 3D phase 1. Good, so let's just go to View, close Hidden Windows, save, and shut that down.